Hi again. I'm just picking the color. We're gonna do this right here, this little stem. And there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 leaves really. There should be another one here now that I'm looking at it, but hey ho. But I want like a nice color, you know? Oops. Maybe I'll go with this one. Yeah, it's a bit bright, but that's okay. I'll live. All right, so for this one, like I said, we're doing this stem right here. And you've got one flower, not flower, you've got one leaf here, like that. You've got one here tucked behind her head. You've got one here tucked behind this leaf. Good morning. And to be honest, there should be one more because I don't like having even number of leaves because there's only 4. So there's 3 on this side and 1 on this side. So I'm inclined to draw another one on here, like just peeking out. Obviously, you don't have to. But we'll see how it looks first because I might be wrong. And for this one, I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do 3 strands. We'll see. And this is the split stitch. So with the long and short stitch, you kind of went next to each other. Yeah, you didn't actually let the stitches go into each other. So for this one, you're gonna let the stitches go into each other. And we're only gonna work them in lines. So split stitch is great for filling in an area or for making straight lines or outlines. I tend to use it a lot when I'm filling things in or if I do thread painting like we did earlier, only because you can get them to blend really good. But we're only going to use one color for this. And you're going to go up. Yeah. There's kind of 2 ways to do it. When you go back through, you're going to go back right in the middle of the threads that you just did. I was trying to make you see it, but you can't really see it very well. Yeah? So you're going to literally split them. And like I said, there's 2 ways to do it. So this is obviously like the back stitch. I keep going right next to it. I need to go in the middle. It almost looks like a chain stitch. Okay, so that's the back stitch, split stitch way, because you're always going back, down into your stitch. Or you can kind of work it forwards and backwards. And by forwards, I mean come up from underneath and go in the middle like this. And then go forwards. Yeah, so I tend to do a bit of both. Sometimes I go a little bit forward, sometimes I'll go backwards, like this. But you get a really like nice textured line, so it's not gonna look smooth. Steve says, how early? Yeah, because, okay, so I explained for the free video, but I'll explain why now. So because we're going to Chester Zoo today, we're going to stay in a hotel later tonight. 1, I didn't want to bring all my stuff with me to do the live videos there. And 2, I never know what the internet's like there. So what I decided is last night I said, you know what, I'm just going to go and record them all and then I can just upload them in the morning. And then I said, if I'm going to upload them in the morning, Why not just record them in the morning, and then people can have them on live, and then they can watch whenever they want to. And then I'll upload them to YouTube later. You missed the first one. It started at 6:15. Okay, so this is kind of the line that you're going to get. Let me move it up. Oh, thank you. Steve said, have a great time. I remember you saying you were going. Enjoy. Thank you. I hope the weather will be nice. I think it's meant to rain. I don't care, though. I'm going. All right, so with the leaves, you can choose how you want to do it. You can have just an outline. Oh my gosh, Steve said I was out walking the dog at 5:15. Oh, Jessie knows better. There's no way she'd be going for a dog walk then. I got up at 6 to come down here and like find all my stuff. And Jessie kind of looked up from her bed like, what are you doing? It's too early. Stop it. And be sure to go up, quite far up into this flower. Good morning. Because for this one, we're going to be doing like a 3D type situation with it. So it's not going to lay flat, and it's not going to be the same flower as the free stitch along. So make sure you go quite a bit up in there, because you want your like 3D fringe to cover the stem. I like to do one little half stitch for the very end, because if not, you get like one big long stitch and then all the others are like little. So I'll do a little half stitch there. Okay. Good morning, Sarah. So for the rest of these leaves, you can decide if you want to split stitch the whole thing, or if you just want to split stitch the outline like I've done for this part. Obviously, if you fill them in, then they'll kind of be more in the background and your hoop will be more full. But if you keep them empty, meaning just an outline, then when we have our details day, you can decide to use a different stitch to fill them in. So if you wanted to do like a satin stitch and fill them in, or do like a nice like fishbone in the middle of each one, you could do that later too. So it's really up to you what you want to do. Same as this one, just make sure that you kind of put this quite a bit into here, this leaf, because like I said, we're going to do like a 3D thing where it comes off of your hoop. It's not going to lay flat. So if those threads like flop up a little bit, then you'll be able to see under. So you kind of want them quite a bit in there. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, Sarah. So I've already explained, but we're going to Chester's Zoo today, and we're going away for the evening. And it was kind of like a last minute surprise type thing. So last night I thought I would do all the videos for Wednesday, because we're coming back tomorrow. So I can do tomorrow's video tomorrow night. And it gives like a chance for people in the United States to like watch live as well. But then I was like, do you know what? I could just do the videos in the morning, and then they would be like on my Instagram as a live already. And then there wouldn't be like a, where is she? Where'd she go? Do I have to go to YouTube? Why can't I watch it? Oh, Sarah said we didn't end up going to London Zoo as the weather was so bad on Sunday. It was bad. I think Dennis wasn't as bad as Kiara, or whatever her name is. But still, I heard there was some train cancellations on Sunday as well. So yeah, you can tell I'm just outlining mine because I might decide to do like a satin stitch in the middle, or maybe even a fishbone just to jazz it up, or a leaf stitch. Actually, I pointed to leaf stitch earlier when I said fishbone. Or maybe I'll do like half one color and half the other color, you know, like right down the middle. So yeah, that's the split stitch. It's pretty simple. Like it's not a difficult one. It's not tricky or anything like that. You can kind of do it in both of the ways that I showed. And that's just going forward and coming up, or you can go from below. Sorry, going forward and going down, or you can come up from below and go forward. So it's up to you. I would just remember to do that little half stitch at the end so that it doesn't look like you have a really long stitch at the end and then you start. Because you kind of want it to look like a uniform, you know? I'm using 3 strands, but if you wanted to use 6, you could. I just thought it might look bulky a little bit if I wanted to do an outline for later. Sorry, an outline to fill it in later. All right, I've just seen 2 more leaves that belong to this flower, and they're over here, this big one and this big one. So make sure you do those 2 as well. So this one here, and this one here, behind her head. And you'll notice there's a lot of white left, meaning there's a lot of the fabric left that we still have to stitch. And that's because there's a couple days coming up where you kind of get to choose which stitches that you want to put in there. Because we'll have learned a lot of stitches by that point, which means that instead of me just saying, oh, you should use this one, you kind of get to choose for yourself. And there'll obviously still be a video, and I'll like show you which one I choose and why, and maybe even some different ones that you could use to fill it in. But I think that would be quite fun, or I thought that would be quite fun. Because kind of after a month, you should be starting to be like, oh, there's a leaf that's shaped like this. I could use this stitch or this stitch or this stitch. There's the teacher in me, like fostering independent stitching. Decide by yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to do this little bit right here, and then I'm going to be off. So I hope you guys have a lovely day. I'll take you along with me to Chester Zoo if I can. If it's too rainy, obviously I'll have to update y'all's later. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. And tomorrow's live will be tomorrow evening. So I think we're going to get back at about 4 o'clock. And then David's going to training as usual in the evening. So it will be in the evening, maybe 7. So that will be a good time for people in America too, maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So enjoy your day. Tag me in your posts. If you've got some spare minutes today and you're aimlessly scrolling on Instagram, go to the Barmy Fox SAL hashtag and give everybody in the community a little thumbs up, or that looks great, or I love that color, or this stitch looks amazing, or oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Seriously, it means so much to everyone. So even me, when people comment on my things, I'm like, oh my gosh, they like it. I'm so happy. But if you can spread some of that love today, that would be amazing. So I'll talk with you later. Have a lovely day. Bye.